I usually do a live on Thursday night, but since it's Thanksgiving Day and I have dinner plans, I thought I would come on here in the morning just to wish all of you a very happy Thanksgiving. I hope that you all have a really wonderful day. I am going to be headed to the barn here in a few minutes. My groom is off today, and a lot of my clients are out of town. So I'm on barn duty for holidays, which I always like. I like spending holidays with my horses. So that is my plan for today. Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays because it's a really wonderful time to take a moment and be grateful for everything that we have in our lives. And so many studies show that when you are grateful and when you just take that moment to appreciate the blessings in your life, it really does make a huge difference. So I wrote down a few notes of everything that I am grateful for in my life. If you are watching live, I would love to know in the chat, what are you grateful for this Thanksgiving Day? The first thing that I'm grateful for is, of course, horses. Horses are such a gift, and they are such honest, forgiving, and incredible athletes. And it is just so amazing that they let us ride them and how much joy and humbleness they bring to our lives. I really think that horses are creatures that make us become better humans. They teach us a lot about ourselves and about how we interact with others. And for me, horses always inspire me to be a better person, as well as to be a better athlete and stay in shape. And then also figuring out how to communicate with them and how to train them. So I really feel blessed and honored for all of the horses that I have in my life, every single horse that I get to ride, and also all of the horses I've had in my past, because we learn something from every single horse that we ride. Sometimes those lessons are tough. Sometimes it's really frustrating, but I feel like you always come out the other side of that feeling better. So let's see. Donna says, I'm grateful for my life with horses, the places I got to travel because of them. Awesome. I love that. I love that. So, the second thing that I'm grateful for is learning and education. And when we think about dressage, the word dressage means training. And it's always about the journey and the process and that next thing that you have to figure out and to work towards. And that is one thing that I really love about riding, is that you're never done learning. You never have figured it all out. And you're always working towards refining your aids, improving your rider position, trying to understand your horse a little better so that you can communicate better with them. And then also seeking help. And I love taking lessons. I'm so grateful for all of the amazing instructors that I've had throughout my riding career, because I would not be here without them. So, that is definitely another thing that I'm super grateful for, is all of the people that have shared their knowledge with me and that I have to look up to, because it definitely has expedited the learning process for me. The third thing that I'm grateful for is community. And it's really incredible, this online community that we have. I am so grateful to each and every one of you for participating in the online community, for sharing your wins and your struggles, and also for supporting one another. And life is hard, riding is hard. But sometimes all it takes is just a little word of encouragement or a little word of support. And that can make all of the difference for you. And so thank you for being a part of the community and for supporting one another in this process and for helping one another, because it is easy to feel very alone in your struggles and in your riding, but we're not alone, and we all go through the same stuff. We all struggle. And sometimes on social media, it makes everything seem like perfect and like life is always good. But we all have struggles and we all have self-confidence issues and we all have good days and we all have bad days, and sometimes we win and sometimes we lose. And so it's just really important to have this community of understanding and compassion and learning. So thank you all for being a part of that. The fourth thing on my grateful list, if you're watching here live, I would love to hear what's on your grateful list today, is of course my family and my team that supports me to do all of this stuff online. So my husband is incredibly supportive of all the work that I do, and he's a part, like he comes on to the Facebook Live sometimes. He helps me with the courses and the content. So I'm really, really grateful to him. And then, of course, my amazing mother. If you've been around, she's on the online channels quite a bit as well. And she is in her 60s and she rides a lot. So it's really fun to have a mother who rides and who kind of understands what I'm trying to do in my riding. So there's just so many things to be grateful for. And I encourage you to just take some quiet time today and think about how lucky you are to have a horse, to be able to ride, to have your health and your friends and your family. Um, it's a wonderful life that we have. I'm going to be going to the barn here in a minute and spending a little bit of quality time with my horses, because that's definitely my favorite thing to do on a holiday. Um, and then the other thing I wanted to say is that we do have a little Black Friday, Cyber Monday thing going on. I don't like to do a lot of that stuff, but back in October, I did 2 through the level symposiums, which were really fun because basically it was mostly amateur riders on, not like the fanciest horses, nice horses, but not like big, huge, fancy warm bloods. And we went from training level all the way up through the FEI levels. And working with these riders of different levels and all different types of horses and helping them kind of problem solve with their issues, giving them some different exercises that they might be able to work on. And what we've done is we got really good video of both of those clinics, which I'm very, very happy about. So we've compiled those into a little through the level symposium. So if you're bored this weekend, if you need some entertainment, if you want to see me teaching amateur riders, basically from training level up through the FEI levels, definitely check that out. The link should be either above or below. And that's just a special that we have available this weekend only. So I don't want you to miss out on that, but it's a cool compilation because it is amateur riders. And I know a lot of times people feel that they don't identify with, like, watching a perfect rider and a perfect horse, like Charlotte Dujardin on her amazing horse. You're like, well, that's not that helpful because I'm really far from that. So watching real horses and real lessons and real riders work through issues and work through problems can be really helpful. And the other thing is, for example, one of the exercises that I show in the Black Friday, Cyber Monday is the ice cream cone. So the ice cream cone into the canter transition. That's like a really common pattern that I find helps a lot of horses and a lot of riders. But within a pattern, you have to adjust the pattern to fit your horse's needs. So, like, if your horse is a little more laid back, you've got to be doing some more transitions and waking them up. If your horse is a little hotter, then you have to slow the pattern down and give yourself and your horse a little bit more time to settle and work through those things. So that's what I am trying to show you with the Through the Level Symposium is like, okay, here's the textbook. Here's how you train a dressage horse. That's awesome. But then here's how you adjust the textbook to fit your horse's needs. And that really is the art of training, is following the formula, following the training scale, moving up the levels from training level up to the FEI, but then every horse is an individual, which is what makes it fun, but also makes it challenging. So figuring out how you can adapt your training plan to fit your horse. And that really is where education and teachers are super helpful because when you have a trainer who's trained many horses before you, they can help you figure that out. Be like, oh, I've ridden a horse like this. I think that this approach would help your horse. So a lot of that's inside the Black Friday, Cyber Monday through the levels symposium. The other thing that's in there, which is super cool, is I did a half halt demo. And half halts are something that for some reason everyone always asks me about. Every single time I go to a clinic, they say, can you explain half halts to me? I don't understand half halts. So inside the symposium, I did it's an hour-long lesson where I worked with a 4-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a Grand Prix horse. And it came out so cool because I was really able to illustrate how half halts change and develop as you move up the level. So like a half halt on a 4-year-old is very different than a half halt on a Grand Prix horse. And I think that that's important to keep in mind. It was also cool in that demo I had, they were all professional riders. They were good riders. So I had them like yell out loud when they were half halting. And then I also had them demonstrate good half halts versus bad half halts. Like what's an effective half halt look like versus what does it look like when it's not effective. So if you're bored this weekend, check out the virtual Through the Levels Symposium. If you're busy this weekend, enjoy your horses and enjoy your family. I'm going to head off to the barn. I'm on barn duty this morning because my groom is off. So I'm going to head off and feed the horses their grain, spend some quality time with them this morning. And I hope that you get to spend a little bit of quality time with your horses over this holiday weekend. I think that is probably my favorite thing to do over the holidays is to ride my horses and enjoy my horses with no time pressure. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. Happy Thanksgiving. And if you haven't yet, check out the link to join Black Friday, Cyber Monday, our Through the Levels virtual symposium. If you are watching on Instagram, the link will be in the bio. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, the link should be in the description. So hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. Bye, everyone.